Greetings. My name is Dave Fowler. My company is David's Kitchen Design. I've been designing kitchens for 15 years and actually own my own company for the last five, David's Kitchen Design LLC. I do consulting. I actually set up cabinet companies for people, help them set up cabinet companies for people. I also consult in many areas, including sales, design, um, standardizing processes from beginning to end, from the design to the finish of the product, install and such. So basically, I'm speaking from a person who is experienced, who knows what is the quickest designing software, what is the easiest to use. There are benefits to both, uh, which I'll go into a little bit, not in great detail though. So if you take a look at, for example, first of all, 2020 software, they're out of Canada. They call it's 2020 Spaces is their website, I believe, something like that. And basically, you can try it for 14 days for free. I do a lot of very difficult kitchens, and so they're fantastic looking. People love them, and I pride myself on being one of the better designers out there. Not the best, of course. There are many good designers, but one of the better ones. So, taking a look at from my standpoint, and I ran a cabinet shop that did nothing but use Prokitchen. So, Prokitchen is came after 2020. They were actually sued in some cases by 2020 for duplicating some of their processes. Um, I used Prokitchen years ago, and then I used it probably in about 3 years ago at this point. I teach both of those. I do know Prokitchen like the back of my hand or an earlier version of it. Also, I don't own it at this time. I do subscribe yearly to 2020, and there's good reason for that. The 2020 software runs pretty smooth. You can do a lot of things with it if you know how. It's not easy. It's the to do to do really amazing looking kitchens. It's difficult in both programs. I won't I won't lie to you. But I would have to say that 2020 in general runs smoother and is better in a lot of ways. It used to be that when you planted fillers on a wall in Prokitchen, it was a real problem trying to get them in to fit. And there's ways and tricks around that that I can show you if you do own Prokitchen. It used to be that Prokitchen was a lot less expensive. Now, if you look at their website, both of these programs run around 23. We'll just and this is just approximate, but around $2,300. One might be $100 less, but it used to be that it was a lot less, and it was probably worth it for some owners to buy it. But let's face it, in the end, with 2020 software, um, all the big box stores, Home Depot and Lowe's, use 2020. All the any type of lumber yard that has multiple locations uses 2020, and also so does most cabinet companies. Now, there's individuals out there that think Prokitchen is great. What it does bring you is better renderings, better four color renderings, and things like that. Used to be that manufacturers put their catalog in 2020 over Prokitchen. Now I think it's probably equal as to putting their catalog and having somebody update that in both programs. And really, let's face it, with a lot of cabinet companies that mostly are Asian or imports from Malaysia, Vietnam, or China in general, and there might be other ones, um, they actually have to be entered manually into their website or whatever the part numbers. So you don't have a situation where you can always export the file anymore into a manufacturer's site. So that being said, is that I would have to say, as a designer of 15 years and having ran a cabinet shop where I used Prokitchen, I prefer 2020 any day. It's faster, it's much more efficient in many ways, and the renderings probably are not as good, though they're being improved upon. And and that's what I know. Like right now, um, if I were to design for you, I would rather design in 2020. Number one, I own it. So I have it on my computer, my laptop, and I design in it all day long. And number two is, um, if you want me to design in Prokitchen, I could design in Prokitchen. However, I'd have to log on to your site or use your login, or I do eventually need to buy that probably. But again, it's they're both around $2,300, $2,400, something like that. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, just depending on what they offer. You do want to get the full version of either of them. Um, and with 2020, I think there's only one version available. But with like Pro Kitchen, they'll say, well, you get one catalog for $1,500. You get like so many catalogs for 2,100 or 19 or something. So it's kind of gimmicky in a way. I don't know. I don't want to totally say that because I'm not fully aware of all the details of it. But I will have to say that you want to buy the full version of either program you buy, because without that, you're not going to be able to put all the appliance catalogs in, all the cabinet company catalogs in, possibly, and you need to do that. So, however they offer it for less money, to me, it's kind of, like why, right? Why wouldn't you want the full version if you're going to be if you're going to be a catalog or I mean a kitchen company, and you're going to be a totally awesome kitchen company, why wouldn't you buy the full version? So anyway, that is my 2 cents worth. I just found a lot more glitches, a lot more things that didn't work quite right in Pro Kitchen. They may have improved that because it was about 3 years ago that I was in it, but I was in it for a good probably 4 to 5 years. So I would have to say that if I were choosing a cabinet kitchen design program to start my cabinet company all day long, it'd be 2020. The other option you have, of course, is just having somebody design for you. And as your income builds up and your profits, then buying 2020 or Pro Kitchen and having someone teach you that, um, but it can be a tedious, long process. Things are not always easy. If you're going to do simple kitchens, it's easy. If you're going to do amazing kitchens and kitchens that sell, that set you above the rest, there's a lot to learn. Now I teach both 2020 and Pro Kitchen. Um, right now I have to do Pro Kitchen on other people's computer, logging into their screen. I can do 2020 either on mine or log on to theirs and do it with them. I have an on-the-job training program for employees. And so, basically that's some of the things I offer if you're interested, along with designing, along with selling, along with the whole process, taking your customers from beginning to end. And basically all you're responsible for is measuring in the beginning, measuring at the end once I have the design done. So, I would talk to them on your behalf, sell the job on your behalf, and then I do require 20% of the back end gross profit, same pretty much as 10% of the whole job in most cases. Anyway, but that's where it's at, folks, with the 2020 versus Pro Kitchen, in my opinion. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel, and like and subscribe. As I say, talk to you later. Have a great day.